So the president slamming into this NATO summit like a wrecking ball, and there's a risk that, he could make nice with Putin shortly after that. You're at the Wilson Center's Kennan Institute. George F., would he be rolling over in his grave right now?
I don't know. I don't want to put words in George F. Kennan's mouth, but certainly this is unusual behavior coming out of a U.S. president. U.S. has traditionally been the de facto leader of NATO, and to have a U.S. president coming in and questioning the utility of the alliance and badgering allies about their defense spending budgets in such a belligerent way is certainly not the tone I think many in the defense sector would like to see the president setting right now.
Nina, do you think that Donald Trump and his messaging to NATO will essentially be successful? I mean, he's been damaging relationships, as it appears, from externally at least, left, right and centre over the last few months. I mean, can that be recovered?
I'm not sure if it can be recovered. We've certainly seen things on a downward trend over the past 18 months, and even since his campaign. I mean, 2 years ago, I wrote an article about Donald Trump's problematic stance toward NATO, and it hasn't changed. So I think he's showed that he's committed to these views, and I think what we're seeing at this summit is other allies stepping up to fill the leadership gap that the United States is leaving.
He's also shown that he can pull out of, organisations. Is there a chance here that the US could pull out of NATO?
Well, luckily, I don't think there's a real chance that that could happen. I think Donald Trump may entertain that notion, but in reality, what would need to happen for the president to pull out of NATO is that the Senate would have to de-ratify the NATO treaty, because it's currently a Senate-ratified treaty. And as we saw on Capitol Hill just yesterday, the Senate ratified a resolution 97-2, reaffirming the United States' ironclad commitment to NATO. And the House just passed that resolution here today, D.C. time. So I think we're seeing strong support on Capitol Hill for NATO. Whether or not that support extends to the public with Trump's rhetoric, Trump's incorrect rhetoric, I might add, about defense spending targets, is remaining to be seen. But I think the United States is too important to NATO and vice versa for that to really come to fruition. And I think that's a good thing.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.